Well, a very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Monza circuit here in Italy for race 1 of the 2014 season for the Ferrari Challenge Europe. We're about to see the TropheoPirelli cars out on track for their race 1, just about all of them onto the grid for what is going to be an exciting season for 2014. All of them making their way to the pre-grid before they're brought into the final positions. There you can see what an exciting calendar we've got. Monza, Mugello, Bueno in the Czech Republic, Portimao in Portugal, Silverstone in the UK, Istanbul in Turkey, and the World Finals to come in December in the United Arab Emirates at Abu Dhabi at the Yas Marina circuit. So, brilliant season in prospect for these Ferrari 458s, an evolutionary version of those cars for 2014, which I'll explain a bit more about in due course. This is where we are, Monza. Find out all the information at corsaclienti.ferrari.com about this Ferrari Challenge Europe. There you can see the 5.7 kilometer circuit here at Monza, the three sectors, and well, the evolutionary changes that have been made, adaptations that have been made to the 458, you can see here in full effect, in fairness. That large rear wing now that sits at the back of the car, and that's joined by a splitter at the front, really aiding the aerodynamic performance of the 458. Won't make such a huge difference here at Monza, but when we get to Mugello, then we can expect to see the advantages those evolutionary changes bring really play to full effect. So, cars on the grid then, the sense of anticipation building for this 2014 season, where we see in the TropheoPirelli category two classes effectively now, Pro and Am, and the front row locked out by two Pro drivers, as you would expect, Stefano Guy and Philippe Barron. And then Sam Smith is the first of the AM drivers to show P3 on the grid. Looking forward rather from one of our onboard cameras there. Dario Carzo's car indeed that we sit atop of at the moment on the grid here at Monza. So just a few shots there of where we're at, and it is the traditional season opener here. I guess we're maybe 35, 40 minutes away from the centre of Milan here at Monza, and quite a humid day to be honest. It's quite cloudy, there's not an awful lot of sunshine around, but it is certainly dry. As we look at our pole sitter, hugely successful racer that is Stefano Guy. There he is, driving for the Rosso Corsa team. A regular in Ferrari Challenge, campaigned in European ELMS last year, took P2 in the GTC category. He's also raced in the Fiat GT3 and of course was Copa Shell Ferrari Challenge Italian champion way back in 2009. So plenty of experience for Stefano Guy. And there is Philippe Barron, who sits alongside him on the front row of the grid, and interestingly talking to the Octane 126 team at lunch with regards to Philippe's performance during qualifying. And the car and Philippe had pole in them, but a brake caliper fault caused a problem. Now that's the first of our AM drivers to show. That's Sam Smith from the UK. Now we saw him at the tail end of the season last year. Quite an impressive driver and a dark horse, I would suggest, for potentially this race. Keep Fighting Michael being pointed out by the Forza Jack team. Of course, Michael Schumacher very much in all our thoughts, and the Giacomo Strata team actually adorning their car with their best wishes for Michael Schumacher also, so that's nice to see. Giacomo Strata, P4 on the grid.
I'm Alex Martin, and I'm going to show you around Monza. So, carrying as much speed as possible down the pit straight here. Coming up, first you'll see the 300, then 200 meter boards, and then a really late brake, hard into the first chicane. All the way down to second gear, blip of the throttle in the middle, trying to get a nice smooth exit using all the track, and then just accelerating into Curva Grande, going all the way up through the gears, carrying 6th now, and then running the car wide on the straight, braking just before the bridge, down into the second chicane. Nice wide exit. Going up into 5th before changing back down to 4th for Lesmo 1. Late apex, power on early, use all the track again, and then an earlier brake for this corner because the exit's really important on the Lesmo 2. And then just being as smooth on the steering angle as possible. And we'll get all the way up into 7th gear along this straight before braking just before the gantry, going into Ascari. Down to 4th. Little mistake there, back up to 5th, trying to carry as much speed as possible, again using all the track but just staying inside, and another long straight. This is the second time we get all the way up into 7th, just cleaning the tyres a bit after running on the curbs so we can get a nice late break, and then down to 4th, again just carrying as much speed as possible, running it out wide, using all the track before we come back onto the start-finish straight, another 7th gear straight. And there we go.
So thanks very much to Alex Martin then, who sat alongside us on many occasions in commentary for Ferrari Challenge. He's a bit further down the grid than he would like to be. As we see the grid now, Guy and Baron lock out the front row, with Sam Smith and Giacomo Strata occupying Ps 3 and 4. Going further back, Dario Carzo is P5 with Daniel D'Amato P6, Studenic is P7, and welcome return to Ezequiel Perez Companc, who's here for Motor Piacenza, and he is P8 on row 4 of the grid. Then we see Alex Martin, who's just taken us for a tour around the Monza circuit, P9. Then it's David Gostner alongside. David Gostner, of course, the winner of the Coppa Championship last year. Then it's Raphael Giannoni and Alessandro Vezzoni alongside. Roca and Merckx occupy Ps 13 and 14, before we see Lubomir Jakovic for Scuderia Praha and Robert Pergel alongside him. Robert Pergel, one of the oldest and longest serving campaigners in the Ferrari Challenge. Gitlin is P17 with Alexander Moisev alongside. Kukuchka P19 and Socio Del Pret with Josef Jakubic and David Gadri Ps 21 and 22 with Vanko and Tkach next on the order. Then it's Palkra and Kalin with Alexis Di Bernardi bringing up the rear of the grid because he suffered a grid drop all the way to the back of the grid from his qualifying session earlier, which we suspect is for non-respect of track limits, but that is not confirmed. So that's the way the grid looks, and that's the view we get from the back of one of our cars. We're looking back from Alexander Martin's car, and you can see there in full the new rear wing that adorns these Ferrari 458s. So about to go racing then, 30 minutes around the Monza circuit for the first race of the Ferrari Challenge Europe Series for 2014 here at Monza. All the information, as I remind you, is available online and on various social media. We'll flash up graphics of where you can find out all the information during the course of the race. But I urge you to go to corsaclienti.ferrari.com as the Hublot safety car then is off, and the cars will follow shortly on their formation lap. First to come, of course, the chicane, the Rettifio chicane, before heading up to Curva Grande, and away goes Stefano Guy with Philippe Baron alongside. And what an impressive sight this is from the TropheoPirelli category. Bear in mind, we've got pro drivers and AM drivers in there as well. as I was saying, both pro and AM drivers, and separate podiums for them both at the end of the race. So there is Alex Martin, who took us for a tour around Monza in the all-yellow Dextra car. Last year he wore a black colour scheme, black and chrome colour scheme on his 458. It's changed, and there are all the social media icons that I promised we'd flash up for you, where you can check out all the information with regards to the Ferrari Challenge. Lovely new livery there for Philippe Barron, who's traditionally always run a red car up until moving to Octane 126, and then there was a sort of a whiter livery, but white and gold across it now. And well done to Philippe Barron. There's Dario Carzo. And all the cars weaving from side to side to take their try and get as much heat into the tyres as they possibly can. Philippe Barron, of course, wearing gold, doubtless as recognition of his World Championship win at the Finale Mondiali towards the end of last season. As we go back on board, this time with Dario Carzo from Rosso Corsa Pellin Racing. As we see the cars ahead of him, and now we look backwards from the Alex Martin Motor Piacenza. Change of team for Alex and Rupert Martin this year. Alex drives in the TropheoPirelli category, and his father, Rupert, drives in the Copa Shell. Just saw a shot there, and there is the boss of the Octane 126 team that is running Philippe Barron into the Kessel right now, into the Kessel garage. But Christian there from Octane 126. So cars just lining up behind the Hublot safety car here, and you can see Philippe Barron is really champing at the bit. There's a bit of history between Philippe and Stefano Guy, so expect a blistering start as they all head towards that first chicane. That's going to be very interesting indeed. So Philippe Barron then took the world final title. He would have liked to have won the challenge last year, and was keen to do so, but once he realised that his desires to attain that were no more, then all his focus went on to the World Championship win, which he did take at Mugello at the end of last year. Stefano Guy, this is his home race, of course, here at Monza, so be a big bunch of people here supporting Stefano Guy, and he will want to do very, very well. Sam Smith then from P3 on the grid is one I think we should keep an eye on. In the yellow and black car that you can see there, as the Hublot safety car brings these cars around, and you can feel the anticipation and the excitement beginning to build for what is going to be the first race of 2014. It is TropheoPirelli, all eyes on the gantry lights as they go green. Who gets the best start? Alex Martin diving up the inside, moves up a place. They are neck and neck between Barron and Stefano Guy as they head towards this all-important and all-encompassing chicane. Who is going to be the first to show? Guy keeps his foot in. Alex Martin in all sorts of trouble running through the rumble strips there, but he's managed to hold on. Well, no huge and massive dramas through that Curva Grande right now. Giacomo Strata and Alex Martin battling over P4 at the moment, but Stefano Guy has got his nose in front. Then it's Philippe Barron, then it's Dario Carzo. So Martin has now got past Strata. Sam Smith having a go as well, as a little bit of gravel is chucked up there as we go through that part. So just keeping an eye on everything that's going on behind. But Guy is definitely got his head in front of Philippe Barron, and Barron will not like that. So there you can see it was Philippe Barron who just had to yield. Both Martin and Smith going through the rumble strips there at that chicane in replay. And we're on board with Alex Martin there. And this was where Philippe Barron had to yield, because Stefano Guy was going to give nothing away. There we can see a brilliant, crystal clear replay shot there. As we go back live, it's Guy from Barron from Carzo P3, then it's Martin P4. Also moving up the order, Robert Pergel. Keeping an eye further down the order as things continue to go on. David Gosner then, he's making a move right now as we get one completed lap under our hats. So Guy, Barron, Carzo, Martin, Strata, D'Amato, Smith, Giannoni, Gosner, Studenic, and it's Perez Compact. So through the chicane once again they come, and now Strata is taking the chase to Alex Martin around the curve of Grande here. But no mistaking who's out front. It is Stefano Guy. There's Carzo, and very different line between Carzo and Martin there, but Martin under a great deal of pressure. Just saw someone skipping through. There's Robert Purgle. Really hanging on to that rumble strip there, wasn't he? And just really squeezing out Tommaso Rocca. So already Guy and Barron are beginning to build up a bit of a lead over Dario Carzo, and then Carzo too over Martin and Strata and D'Amato it is, as we go into the Rosso Corsa garage. Stefano Guy, something like 6/10 over Philippe Barron. Then it's a couple of seconds back to Dario Carzo. There's Giacomo Strata, new livery for Giacomo Strata this year. Going to take a while for us to get used to the new colours on some of these cars for the drivers that they've adopted for this season. That was a really ambitious move from Josef Jakovic there in car number 98. It's Vadim Getlin that was very nearly caught out by him, but thankfully the challenge was eased and there was no contact between them. So D'Amato then taking a bit of curb there through the chicane, and that hurt him. You could see him actually lose time with that. And certainly not on the back of Giacomo Strata now, and that is Giacomo Strata, and it's just a question of when, not if, he's going to make a move here on Alex Martin, because Giacomo Strata is all over the back of that Dextra car at the moment. So Guy, Barron, Carzo, Martin and Strata. Philippe Barron not letting Stefano Guy get too far ahead of him. At the moment the gap is, well, last time around it was exactly, according to my timing screen, exactly a second. It doesn't look like that much on the screen in front of us, and Studenic with a off there. There's Dario Carzo, and here is the battle that we're watching, because they're kind of queuing up now behind Alex Martin. So there is Martin going through that chicane, did that one absolutely perfectly. Giacomo Strata following through in his wheel tracks there. Bear in mind that Alex Martin at the moment is in fourth position now. Look at this. Barron, is he turning the wick up now? Because it's just down to 2/10 between Guy and Barron now. I looked at the timing screen, and last time around it was giving us a bigger margin than that. And going off there is the Studenic, and we saw Studenic coming back onto the track. Whether he's got a problem or not, well, we'll see if he continues to race. But now you just get the impression that Philippe Barron is going to start the pressure on Stefano Guy on board with Dario Carzo. Now this is great news for Dario, because the more those two fight at the front, it's going to allow Dario the opportunity to get on terms with them potentially. So last time around 4/10 it was between Guy and Barron. We're following with Dario Carzo's P3 at the moment. Just see Carzo coming into the back of the shot there, and Philippe Barron hounding all over the back of that Stefano Guy car, the Rosso Corsa run machine. Octane 126 are those that look after Philippe Barron. We're on board with Alex Martin, looking back at Giacomo Strata now. Just moments ago, Giacomo Strata was really all over the back of Alex Martin, but Alex seems to have managed to eke out a little bit of a cushion now, and there you can see that car's length between Martin and Giacomo Strada. This is a brilliant onboard shot. The camera is mounted right on one of the new splitters. That's one of the Evo developments on the car, and we're on board with our P2 driver, Philip Barron, at the moment, chasing that guy in front of him. Look how much of the curb he takes there. Christian was saying, Christian Bertschinger, that is the boss at Octane 126, was saying that really is very careful in how he manages Philip Barron. I put it to him that he must be a bit of a taskmaster, because Nico, right alongside me, my producer, made mention of the fact he caught Philip Barron washing the team's truck the other day. Probably got some therapeutic value out of doing that. As we watch the replay of the start, then you can see Alex Martin went from left to right, and then back to left again, and was just caught out a little bit by that chicane. Big loser in that, though, was Sam Smith. As right now you can see from on board this heavy braking as we get into this chicane here. And Barron just had to yield because Stefano Guy was going to give him nothing. And that was a decisive move right at the very start of the race, just a few metres from the start-finish line. So, gap between them as Guy sets the fastest lap, a 1:51.642. Guy did set his qualifying lap, was a 1:50.609. Strata just beginning to dial Alex Martin in once again. Alex Martin this year running with a different team, has gone away from the FF Corsa team and is now with the Amato Ferrari team of Moto Piacenza. Seen a lot of success. Very sideways moment there for Josef Jakubik. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 all in shot now. Smith down there in P9. Bear in mind, as I mentioned just a moment ago, the big loser in the early stages of this race started from P3. The Studenich car looks like that's retired. Once again, down the start-finish straight they go. Is Strata going to have a go now? Alex will metaphorically try and make his 4.58 twice as wide as it is to try and prevent any... I don't think Strata is close enough. Oh, maybe he is. He got really close there. I'm sure there was a nudge. I'm absolutely convinced there was a nudge on Alex Martin, and we see some gravel coming up from the exit of that chicane as well, and that must have been either Carzo, Barron or Guy. And if I was to put any money on who I thought it was, it'd be Dario Carzo. Boy, that was more than a nudge, that was a nerf, wasn't it? That was like a stock-car move from Giacomo Strata. Alex did well to hold on to that. And there you can see the extent of the damage at the rear of his car. Now, I wonder if that will have any effect on the performance of that car during the rest of this race. Still 19 and a half minutes to go. Wow. Now, something that Nico right alongside me has just pointed out to me that I should bring to you is that some of these cars have got different colour visors. They're either white or black. And the reason they're white or black is because white denotes the pro driver, black denotes the AM driver. Although we did notice a couple of anomalies in that earlier, but I think they may have been changed. And is that a puncture perhaps, or some problem for a car there? We saw just in shot. So Giacomo Strada then is going to get a warning. Well, frankly, there's no surprise by that, is there? I predicted that might happen. And, well, will we see a repeat of it now as they come around to complete another lap? But I'll tell you what, Daniel D'Amato is in the mix as well now in the all-orange machine. So Strata is hunting and being hunted at the same time because he's right in the middle of that battle. Well, left Alex well alone on that occasion, and he was able to take the chicane in the normal, preferred manner. Once again, a bit of gravel being kicked up from that chicane. Put that down to Dario for sure. On board with Alex Martin. And you can see the rear wing or spoiler. It really is fairly spoiling our shot there, isn't it? But there is Giacomo Strata. I can't take the credit for that one. That was really down to Nico, not me. But now D'Amato is all over the back of Giacomo Strata, so all of a sudden Strata's having to realign his focuses. By Jiminy, both Baron and Stefano Guy taking a huge amount of curb and almost getting those cars airborne. Very nearly halfway through the race. There's Sam Smith going through. And, well, this battle is going to hot up, I think, because Giacomo Strata is definitely feeling the pressure now from Daniele D'Amato, who's right behind him. All the cars running quite wide there. The three of them with Alex Martin P4, then it's Strata P5, D'Amato P6. David Gostner then, and well, there was a obvious. Oh, and Giannoni's gone round. I was going to say there was a touch there because we could see the damage on the side of Gostner's car, but that has put Giannoni out. Now you can see it. Look, they just come so close together. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, arguably, perhaps. But I'll tell you what, if there was an award for bad luck, I think Raphael Giannoni, he'd be top of the pile for getting it. And recall some horrific luck he had during the course of last season. He's been turfed out of this race now. So Stefano Guy, 151.542, the fastest lap so far. There's Dario Carzo hanging comfortably onto third. And Philippe Baron's challenge on Stefano Guy has eased up now. Guy seems to have got the measure of this. Race 1 here in the TropheoPirelli contest at Monza, the opening round of the Ferrari Challenge Europe Series for 2014. So 1.072, the gap between Guy and Baron. Then there's a big gap back to Dario Carzo. Then we're into the battle with Martin Strata and D'Amato, and now Gostner, because Giannoni has been unceremoniously dumped into the gravel. So Stefano Guy appears to have got everything at the moment reasonably well under control. And Philippe Baron, nothing really much to take to him. Dario Carzo carefully minding his own business as he lights up the brake disc on that 458 then. Here comes Carzo with a wide line around the final turn 8. Just going to keep an eye as now D'Amato and Strata, we can see from the rearward facing on board from Alex Martin. D'Amato and Strata, well, they were absolutely side by side. Strata has got the mix now, and is he going to be able to just dive up the inside of Alex Martin here? No, nothing like close enough to be able to do it. Very close. This is, oh, and there's a little bit of a nudge there from D'Amato on Giacomo Strata. Giacomo Strata furiously flashing his lights at Alex Martin in front of him. Well, he ain't just going to yield. Now, sometimes around this curving ground here, if someone takes a wide outside line and can really get the rub on someone, I've seen overtakes there on many occasions in the Ferrari Challenge. Oh, and around goes Lubomir Jakovic. Now, if that car is absolutely ditched there, this could bring out a safety car. If that car is beached, well, he had a helping hand around there, didn't he, by Alexander Moisev. I don't think there's any question about that. But if that car is stuck up on that curb, then that could bring out the safety car. Now, I think that was Dario Carzo we just saw on board there. taking a dive through a chicane. Well, no mention of any safety car at the moment, so hopefully Jakubik has been able to get that car going again. As still now, Giacomo Strata is taking the pressure and charge and challenge back to Alex Martin, but being ever conscious that he's got Daniel D'Amato right behind him. Now, what's going to happen now going up to the first chicane? So we've got Alex Martin in the yellow car. To your left is Giacomo Strada. To the right is the all-orange Daniel D'Amato car. Well, it's absolutely as they were. Just a little bit of oversteer from Strata's car as he piles on the power. Now, to add into that mix in just a couple of laps' time, potentially, is going to be David Gosner. That's really going to liven that battle up just a little bit. Lit up front brake discs there from Stefano Giles. Once again, takes a bit of curve and gets that car airborne. See just how close. Oh, and D'Amato has done it. Just while we were looking at that replay. Oh, but D'Amato takes he got a wobble on then from the rear end. The rear end got away from him. Has he managed to hold on to it? I think he has. Well, doubtless our director will chuck in a replay of that to overtake and how it happened. We were looking at a replay as it happened. And here it comes. So D'Amato just got a better line out. And it's there where he was carrying just a little bit too much speed. You can see the car get sideways there, but able to hold on to it. So a change in P5 then, and now, well, D'Amato has just gone past Alex Martin as if he was stood still. Absolutely remarkable. Daniel D'Amato is really showing some promise, and now Giacomo Strada is going for Alex Martin as well. Has Martin now got some issue with that car because he has lost 2 places in the space of but a few meters? So we watch the 3 come through, and clearly Alex Martin has lost a bit of pace, and he's going to have David Gosner knocking on his back bumper any moment. Here's a replay then of, well, Daniel D'Amato just absolutely cruised by him. Got the toe and then just pulled out and was able just to go past. And Giacomo Strata off the exit of turn 8, got right alongside him. So all changed now. It's still Guy from Barron, then Carzo, but now it's Daniel D'Amato up to P4 with Giacomo Strata P5, Alex Martin P6, and David Gosner P7. Now the incident involving cars 81 and 44, that's Moisev and Lubomir Jakubik, is under investigation, and a drive-through penalty being awarded right now to Alexander Moisev. So Moisev is down there P12 at the moment. Well, he won't be P12 for much longer because he's got a drive-through penalty. So drivers, of course, generally needing to be more disciplined in 2014. Stewards have a new tool of punishment, the reprimand, which is the first reprimand carries no immediate effect, but the second reprimand means a huge penalty, a 10-place grid drop. So now look, Martin is just falling like a stone. Gosner goes past, Smith is going to be next. And, well, Alex obviously with a problem with that car, what a shame. And I just wonder if it's got anything to do with that incident from earlier. He's squeezing Sam Smith out. He's not going to let him pass. Battle of the British at the moment going on here between Sam Smith and Alex Martin. Well, Smith eventually does get round the Curva Grande, and Alex has actually got nothing. Now this is where Gosner Alex doing his level best to make that car as wide as possible, but he's obviously got some issue with it. Here's Ghostner going for another try, and this time Ghostner was successful. And this a replay of Sam Smith having a go, but Alex not prepared to yield initially. It was a long drag down to the chicane. So Alexander Moisev then has been awarded a drive-through penalty, and cars under investigation now include Raphael Giannoni in car number 96 and also David Ghostner in car number 50. So Ghostner is certainly, we saw in the Copa campaign last year, certainly a spirited driver, no question about that. There is Moisev then, who's got a drive-through penalty. We'll have to take it within 3 laps of that having been notified. Well, so much going on. We're down to 7 minutes left in this race. Back-marking car of Dusan Palka that D'Amato is able to get past easily. Well, the Guy Barron battle. Oh, Barron getting very, very sideways there, but managed to control it. Gap has changed a bit, but you know, Stefano Guy's had this 1 second plus cushion. Guy's had this 1 second plus cushion over Barron for the last few laps. Got 6.5 minutes left to run. Guy will consider that he's reasonably comfortable there, but we have seen Philippe come on strong towards the end of a race as well, and he's certainly showing no signs of easing up. He's got a good margin over himself and Dario Carzo. As we go on board with Philippe Barron right now, with this fabulous camera is mounted right on the splitter, and that was a replay of him having to get sideways to, or him having to pile on the opposite lock to control that sideways moment. Here comes our race leader then, Stefano Guy. Crosses the point at which our commentary booth is located. Philippe Barron, 1.1 seconds behind him. From the Octane 126 team, Stefano Guy with the Rosso Corsa team. Showing great promise, Daniele D'Amato in P4. Then Giacomo Strata, then we see David Ghostner, and their confirmation that the incident where we saw Raphael Giannoni in car number 96 go round, was he helped a little bit by David Ghostner? That incident is being investigated as we speak, so stand by. Any penalties that are dished out, we will bring them to you just as soon as we know. Alex Martin down now in P11. Whoa, way over onto the gravel there for Kukuchka and Merckx, who are following Sam Smith. There's Smith coming through right now. Just at the final stages of this race, the tyre wear perhaps beginning to have a little bit of effect as drivers try and hold on and hang on to the grip. There's Smith, there's Kukuchka, and there's Merckx. 3 different teams there, Stratstone Ferrari, Scuderia, Praha, Dino & Co, and then Kessel Racing. So the order, Guy, Barron. Guy has opened up just another 10th over Philippe Barron. Last time around, Carzo a further 8 seconds down the road. Florian Merckx then in that white liveried car at the back of this pack of 3, which is being led by Smith. Then it's Kukuchka, then Merckx that we were mentioning. And ahead of them is Ezequiel Perez Compact, who impressed us in Portimao last year. And the run to the flag, this battle could hot up as well. Alexis Di Bernardi, who we've not seen too much of as he gets past Josef Jakubik. The reason we've not seen too much of Alexis Di Bernardi was he was relegated to the very back of the grid following his qualifying performance. He's currently running in P16. So we pick up our leader once again, Stefano Guy, the pro driver from Rosso Corsa. In that 458, Philippe Baron absolutely trying to throw everything he can to try and get on terms with Guy in the closing stages of this race. 1.223, 1 second, 1.223 seconds the gap last time around between Stefano Guy and Philippe Baron, as we see out and off Florian Merckx. Well, that tyre is definitely punctured. And there is Christian once again from the Octane 126 team. Just keep an eye on his Charger out there, and well, at the end of Florian Merckx's challenge, was down there in P10. Certainly isn't going to be now. Dario Carzo had a sublime race all on his own in P3. He's going to be up on the podium, pro driver. So we're going to have Guy, Baron and Carzo, the 1, 2, 3 in the race, all pro drivers, and then Strata, Gosner, Perez Compact, the 3 AM drivers, but actually Ps 5, 6 and 7 in the race. With 1 minute left to run, that is of course assuming nothing changes between now and the checkered flag. So Giacomo Strata then, the first of the AM drivers, which was what the graphic was telling you, but David Gosner, who, bear in mind, his incident with Raffaele Giannoni is still being investigated, and therefore there may be penalties dished out at the end of this race, deeming what the race steward feels is appropriate punishment, if punishment is indeed deserved. Ezequiel Perez Compact then from Motor Piacenza. Great to see him back on the Ferrari Challenge grid. Sam Smith. And then in car number 95 it is Kukuchka. So the order then is Guy, Baron and Carzo, with D'Amato, Strata, Gosner, Perez Compact, Smith, Kukuchka and Alex Martin able to hang on to P10. So whatever the problem with that car, still able to run it, but clearly lost a bag full of pace. Word in the paddock was that with the Evo kit making the 458s now aerodynamically even more refined, then might have a bigger difference to the car, any damage than in the past, which of course could be the very case for Alex Martin, who we were talking about, who slipped down the order to P10. And this the splitter cam, as I'm going to call it, from Philippe Baron as they're heading towards the checkered flag. Stefano Guy, well, I'd be very surprised if he's going to make a mistake now. Really punishing those tyres by taking so much curb. It is the final lap. They're heading towards the checkered flag. Stefano Guy, his home race here at Monza. Philippe Baron, well, he's kept him keen throughout the race. There are earlier stages he was closer than he is now, but these two pro drivers, both utterly committed. You can see that Baron not giving a centimetre away still. 1.150 was the gap last time around between these two. It would only take a small slip from Stefano Guy and Barron would be there. Like a viper ready to pounce. So Sam Smith going through, we can see, no, there's Alessandro Vezzoni in car number 27. As the checkered flag falls, Stefano Guy wins from Philippe Barron, P2, and here comes Dario Carzo, a way of a way back to take P3. First three drivers across the line, all pros. Then we'll see Daniel D'Amato, who will take P4 on track. There he is, he takes P4, and then we should see three AM drivers in a row taking Ps 5, 6 and 7. There's Strata. Then it should be David Gosner. Bear in mind he might still come under the... No, Perez Compact takes P6. Kukuchka P7. Where's Gosner? So Gosner has gone. So there is Gosner walking away from his car. So whatever happened... Oh! And Alex Martin just hanging on. That car of Alex Martin's, it stopped right in front of our commentary booth, and we can see some smoke coming from the rear wheel arch. Now, of course, the cars are mid-engine Berlinettas. What has happened to that car? The engineer's out there trying to move it away from the start finish straight, and well, Alex nursed that car as best he could to cross the finish line, and actually is classified P10 at the moment, so did jolly well probably to do that. I wonder, having seen the smoke come out the back now, whether that was beginning to seize that engine, whether it's just nipping up, or no, because it's just started, we can hear it. Well, we will find out, and we will bring you that news for race 2 tomorrow. But race 1, let's focus on that. Guy, Barron, Carzo, the 1, 2, 3 pro drivers. Then Daniel D'Amato takes P4, and that's what happened to Gosner. He binned it. So that replay, I'd like to see the start of that replay again, because here we're going to go. No, this is back live again with Stefano Guy with the thumbs up. He takes the win. He'll be pleased with that. As I say, in front of a lot of home support in this, what is effectively his home race here at Monza. So Guy, Barron, Carzo, the 1, 2, 3 pro drivers. The 1, 2, 3 in the AM category. Giacomo Strata, Ezequiel Perez Compact, and Thomas Kukuchka, who were actually Ps 5, 6 and 7 overall. So there, Philippe Barron. Hey, well done to Stefano Guy. Stefano's father in there to offer congratulations straight away. And winner of the AM category, Giacomo Strata. Dario Carzo taking P3. And here, confirmation of the classification then. Guy, Baron, Carzo, the 1, 2, 3, with Daniel D'Amato, Strata, and Ezequiel Perez Compact taking Ps 4, 5, and 6. Then it's Kukuchka, Sam Smith, Alessandro Vezzoni, P9, and Alex Martin holding on to take P10. Then it was Roca, Gitlin, Vanko, Alexis Di Bernardi up to P14 from the very back of the grid. Then Jakubik, Delpret, Moisev, Gadri, Tkach, and David Gosner with Palka, Jakubik, Kalin, Merckx, Studenic, Giannoni, and Pergel non-finishers. So there's Ezequiel Perez Compact. Be pleased with that. Taking P2 in the AM category and P6 overall. So race 1 then of the Ferrari Challenge for 2014 gets underway with the TropheoPirelli category. Dragged to the first chicane. It was always going to be carnage, but perhaps not as much as we might have expected. All the way down the order, there was lots of panel rubbing going on as these 458s took to the track for 2014. More than a panel rub there from Giacomo Strata. David Gosner with an ambitious move on Raphael Giannoni, which saw Giannoni out of the race. Alex Martin came under enormous pressure from Giacomo Strata. And then, well, something gave on the car, which meant that a whole manner of cars were able to get past him. This brilliant new splitter cam on the car of the second place driver, Philippe Baron, gave us some fantastic shots as the Octane 126 boss looked on. Stefano Guy then, always challenged by Philippe Baron, but always able to hold on to a reasonable margin, which saw him take the checkered flag. Philippe Baron taking second place, and Strata taking the win in the AM category. So the highlights then of what was quite a lively first race for the 2014 campaign of the Ferrari Challenge. And there the empty Monza grid. And right, let's take a look at the pro category. Guy, Baron, Carzo, D'Amato, Martin, Studenic, and Pergel. That the pro category. Bear in mind there's pro and AM drivers in the TropheoPirelli. So Alex Martin then, well, should be offered congratulations for holding on to that car, whatever the problem was, and we will find out as everyone assembles by the podium, ready for the podium ceremonies to get underway. And we should see 2 podiums, one for the pro category and one for the AM category, as well as plenty of celebration up there.
Siamo qui con Stefano Gai, vincitore del trofeo Pirelli. Stefano, veramente pole position, giro veloce e vittoria. Decisamente un buon inizio per te.
Sì, direi di sì, considerando
So Nicoletta then doing the interviews for us, which are in Italian initially, then you'll get an English translation version, which won't be by me.
4.58 sempre Ferrari GT3 nel campionato Blaine Pain, quindi abbiamo deciso all'ultimo, un campionato questo che mi ha dato tanto negli ultimi anni, però non pensavamo di arrivare qui a avere subito queste prestazioni, visto che la macchina è cambiata molto rispetto a quella che ero abituato a guidare io, e gli avversari avevano fatto diverse giornate di test e io sono salito sulla macchina soltanto ieri per qualche giro. Infatti siamo diventati un po' matti per cercare il setup giusto, abbiamo azzardato un po' di soluzioni che non avevamo provato oggi e devo dire che hanno ripagato. Siamo partiti dalla pole grazie a una vettura di Rosso Corsa che mi ha fatto perfetta, non ha mai avuto un problema per tutta la durata della gara, il bilanciamento è sempre stato ottimo, abbiamo fatto una bella gara, domani ci sarà qualifica 2 e gara 2 e poi purtroppo dovrò rilasciare questo campionato per poi magari rifare qualche altra gara spot a fine anno, ma mi sarebbe piaciuto tanto poter rimanere qui.
Welcome to Stefano Gai, the winner of race 1 of TropheoPirelli. So I would say that starting with pole position, fastest lap and winning finally the race, it's not a bad start at all.
Yes, fantastic start from Paul. Rosso Corsa gave me the car perfect, and tomorrow there is a second qualifying and race 2. I hope to do the same result of today, and ready for next weekend that I will run in Blancpain Endurance Series with 458 GT3.
Beh, in qualifica hai abbassato il tempo record di un secondo. Direi che questo kit Evo ci riserverà grandi sorprese. Your qualifying time has been absolutely amazing, scoring the record. So I would say that the Evo kit will be fantastic.
Sì, consideriamo che questa è la pista meno adatta per provare e quindi dare dei pareri su questo nuovo Evo Kit. La macchina con queste pendici aerodinamiche si avvicina molto a quelle che sono le vetture GT3, era un po' quello che mancava a questa vettura, visto che era già perfetta, aveva un motore incredibile, gli mancava solo dell'aerodinamica. Ora è stata fatta, la grossa differenza si vedrà su piste veloci, con curvoni veloci, tipo quest'anno in calendario Silverstone, Mugello eccetera, dove secondo me avremo un gap che supererà assolutamente i 2 secondi. Qui la differenza, viste le alte velocità, non è poi così evidente, ma sicuramente sarà un ottimo step in avanti per questo campionato.
In inglese?
The car changed too much from the last version. Now is like a GT car, and here there is a wrong track to do the difference of time, but in the fast corner like Silverstone, like Mugello, I think there is 2 seconds of gap from the last version.
Ok, lasciamolo al podio. Grazie. Thank you. Linea studio.
Thank you, Nicoletta, and Stefano Guy then. And interesting what he was saying there about the developments that have been made to the Evo that can make up to 2 seconds difference. There's the AM classification. Strata, Perez, Compact and Kukuchka. The 1, 2, 3 and the rest of the AM classification there coming through. Facebook.com/Ferrari. Here comes the podium right now, though, as everyone looks on. Stefano Guy jumps for joy, with Dario Carso and Philippe Barron alongside. Stefano's father up there on the podium also. Applauso, please, for the 1, 2, 3, and rightly so. So Dario Carso, the first to collect his trophy from Stefano Lai here, the Ferrari Communications Senior Vice President. Nice to see Stefano here at the Ferrari Challenge opener for season 2014. Well, another trophy to adorn the already heaving mantelpiece of Stefano Guy. And of course the Rosso Corsa team taking a trophy as well. So they all move in for the photographs. Dario Carso with the customary sunglasses. He'll be off to record a country hit single in just a few moments. He looks like a country music singer or rock singer, doesn't he, does Dario Carso? And all three then with the bubbly up on the podium. And of course another podium to come for the AM category as well. Just so happens that the 1, 2, 3 in the race were pro drivers. So here's the championship guy, Baron Carso. D'Amato, Martin, Studenic and Pergel in the Pro Drivers' Championship. And there everyone looks on for the next podium to get underway. Here at the Monza circuit. Here's the AM Drivers' Championship. Giacomo Strata leads that from Ezequiel Perez Companc and Thomas Kukuchka, with Sam Smith in P4, Vezzoni, Roca, Gitlin, Vanco, De Bernardi and Jakovic occupying the next places in that. Facebook.com/Ferrari. Okay, we're going to go back to Nicoletta on the podium right now.
Siamo qui con Giacomo Stratta, vincitore di gara 1 del trofeo Pirelli AM. Stefano, è sempre una gara speciale, la prima del campionato a Monza per un italiano. Welcome to Giacomo Stratta, winner of race 1 of trofeo Pirelli AM. It's always something very special for an Italian driver winning the first race in Monza.
Certo, è sempre bellissimo vincere qui a Monza, una gara difficile. Qui ovviamente è una gara dove i freni contano tutto, noi ne abbiamo avuto un po' di problemini da metà gara in poi,
ma
alla fine siamo molto contenti. I'm really happy. We have some problems with our brakes, so we finish in the third position in this amateur championship, so we are really happy. Thank you.
Ti lasciamo al podio, congratulazioni. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nicoletta. Then talking to Giacomo Strata then, who's delighted to take the win in the AM category. And we're about to get the next podium underway. This is the AM podium. The TropheoPirelli category split into Pro and AM drivers. Ezequiel Perez Companc then, Kukuchka. And Giacomo Strata. And leap on the podium from Giacomo.
Applausi, questo è il podio, trofeo Pirelli classe M, i trofei di onore sono presentati da dottor...
Come on, applauso. So, Kukuchka then receives his trophy. Oh, he is, I was going to say, he doesn't look terribly enamoured about that. Then, all of a sudden he does. Ezequiel Perez Companc. And Stefano Lai then makes the presentation to Giacomo Strata, who looks equally chuffed. And the Pirelli trophy as well to Giacomo Strata. And they'll all bunch up together for the photographs. Cameraman lost his way just for a moment there. And there it's sprayed, and Ezequiel Perez Companc getting more than his fair share, as we see some of the highlights once again from what was an excellent TropheoPirelli race. Lots of incident and action, as you would expect. All those Pro and AM drivers together, but made for a very, very interesting race indeed. Race 2 to come tomorrow from TropheoPirelli. Still today, we have another Copa Shell. We have the first Copa Shell race of the series, which I suspect will be every bit as interesting as the TropheoPirelli race has been. Thank you so much for being with us. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have as well. You haven't got long to wait for more Ferrari Challenge racing. We're just 45 minutes away from Copa Shell. Up next from the Ferrari Challenge. Check it out, corsaclienti.ferrari.com, as we see all smiles. Next race, 15:45 GMT. It will be Copa Shell Race 1. Bye for now.